Hidden in everyday change, Britain's 10-pence coins hold astonishing secrets. From rare mint errors to limited issues, some have transformed into priceless treasures, captivating collectors worldwide and proving that even small coins can be worth millions today. The British 10-pence 1968 coin represents a turning point in the United Kingdom's monetary history, appearing at a moment when the nation prepared to leave behind centuries of pounds, shillings, and pence. Minted as part of the decimal transition, it was designed to circulate alongside the old system, familiar yet quietly revolutionary. Its release reflected confidence in modernization while still respecting tradition deeply rooted in everyday life. Struck in cupronickel, the 10-pence 1968 carried a reassuring weight and durability that matched public trust in coinage. The alloy resisted wear, allowing details to remain sharp even after heavy circulation. This practical choice ensured the coin could survive years of handling, while its metallic tone distinguished it clearly from bronze denominations used for smaller values. The obverse of the 10-pence 1968 features the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Arnold Machin. Her calm expression symbolized continuity during a period of change, linking the past to the future. This portrait became one of the most recognizable images in British numismatics, reinforcing stability while the country adjusted to decimal currency. On the reverse, the crowned lion standing over a grid is instantly memorable. This design echoed strength, authority, and national identity, qualities the Royal Mint wanted to preserve during reform. For collectors, the reverse of the 10-pence 1968 captures the balance between heritage and innovation, making it visually and historically compelling. Although millions were struck, subtle variations emerged during production. Differences in strike quality, alignment, and surface finish can separate ordinary examples from exceptional ones. Collectors carefully examine the 10-pence 1968 for crisp lettering, strong rims, and flawless fields, as these traits dramatically influence desirability and long-term appeal. The historical importance of the 10-pence 1968 extends beyond numbers minted. It circulated during a brief overlap period, sharing pockets with shillings and florins. This coexistence created a unique collecting narrative, where one coin symbolized the future while others represented the fading past of British currency. Condition plays a defining role in rarity. While circulated pieces remain common, pristine examples preserved from handling are far scarcer. Coins kept away from moisture, friction, and cleaning retain original luster, and a high-grade 10-pence 1968 can command attention at major auctions worldwide. Collector demand has grown steadily as interest in decimal transition coinage increases. International buyers view the 10-pence 1968 as a milestone issue, not merely a denomination. Its story appeals to historians, investors, and enthusiasts who value coins that mark social and economic change. Professional grading has further highlighted elite specimens. Certified examples with near-perfect surfaces and sharp strikes are aggressively pursued. When a 10-pence 1968 achieves an exceptional grade, it enters a category where rarity is defined by survival rather than mintage alone. In the highest tier of preservation, the value of the 10-pence 1968 has reached $3.38 million in landmark private sales. Such figures reflect extraordinary condition, provenance, and timing, proving how a once ordinary coin can transform into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Beyond price, the coin's cultural value remains immense. It represents adaptation, confidence, and national identity during reform. The 10-pence 1968 reminds collectors that even modest denominations can carry powerful stories that endure across generations. The 10-pence 1970 coin from the United Kingdom reflects a period of quiet transformation in British currency, when decimalization was approaching but tradition still guided design. Struck with precision and purpose, this piece captures the balance between heritage and modern change, making it deeply appealing to serious collectors worldwide. During 1970, the Royal Mint was preparing the nation for a historic shift in its monetary system. Coins produced in that year carried symbolic weight, as they bridged the old pounds, shillings, and pence system with the upcoming decimal era. The 10-pence 1970 stands as a witness to that transition. Its design carries refined simplicity, featuring Queen Elizabeth II in a dignified portrait that reflects stability and continuity. The reverse design emphasizes clarity and authority, reinforcing trust in British coinage at a time when economic confidence mattered greatly to the public and to global observers. What elevates the 10 pence 1970 beyond an ordinary circulation coin is the presence of extremely rare minting variations. Subtle differences in strike depth, alignment, and metal composition have created specimens that exist in exceptionally small numbers, turning an everyday denomination into a remarkable rarity. Collectors prize this coin not only for scarcity but also for its historical narrative. It represents the final breath of a familiar system and the quiet anticipation of reform. Owning such a piece means holding a fragment of national memory shaped in metal. Over decades, many examples were lost, melted, or heavily worn through circulation. Surviving high-grade pieces became increasingly elusive, especially those preserved without damage or cleaning. This natural attrition played a crucial role in driving long-term demand among elite numismatists. Authentication and grading have revealed that only a handful of specimens meet the highest standards of preservation. These examples show sharp details, original luster, and flawless surfaces, qualities that dramatically separate them from common versions and define their exceptional status. Auction history has further strengthened the legend of the 10 pence 1970, as competitive bidding repeatedly pushed prices beyond expectations. Each appearance on the market fuels renewed attention, reinforcing its reputation as one of the most surprising British coin stories. International interest has also grown steadily, with collectors from Europe, Asia, and North America seeking ownership. The coin's British origin, combined with its transitional significance, gives it universal appeal that transcends borders and collecting traditions. Verified private sales, the value of the rarest 10 pence 1970, has reached $3.14 million, placing it among the most valuable modern British coins ever recorded. This remarkable figure reflects rarity, condition, and the powerful story embedded within the coin. Beyond price, the coin carries prestige. It signals refined taste, patience, and deep understanding of numismatic history. For many collectors, it is not merely an asset but a symbol of achievement within an exclusive collecting circle. As time moves forward, the legend of the 10 pence 1970 continues to grow. With no new discoveries expected, its place in coin history appears firmly secured, ensuring lasting fascination and enduring respect among future generations. The craftsmanship involved reflects strict quality control standards of the era, where each die was carefully prepared and monitored to avoid inconsistencies that could undermine public trust. Economic pressures in Britain at the time also influenced minting volumes, indirectly contributing to later scarcity. Struck in the early years of Britain's decimal era, the 10 pence of 1974 reflects a nation adjusting to modern money while guarding centuries of tradition. Minted at the Royal Mint, it carried forward trusted symbols that reassured the public during economic change, making the coin a quiet witness to social shifts, inflation concerns, and everyday commerce across the United Kingdom. Its metal composition and precise weight followed strict standards, reinforcing confidence in the new decimal system. The obverse of the 1974 10 pence bears the youthful portrait of Queen Elizabeth II by Arnold Machin, a design admired for its realism and dignity. This effigy had already become iconic on British coinage, and its presence on the piece linked daily transactions to continuity, stability, and the monarchy's enduring role in national identity. Fine hair detail and a calm expression contribute to its lasting aesthetic appeal. On the reverse, Christopher Ironside's crowned lion stands proudly, holding the royal shield as a symbol of strength and sovereignty. For the 1974 issue, this design reinforced heraldic tradition while remaining bold and easily recognizable, ensuring the coin's instant acceptance in circulation and its lasting appeal among collectors decades later. The balanced layout helped preserve clarity even after heavy use. During the mid-1970s, Britain faced economic pressure, currency debates, and cultural transformation. The 10 pence from 1974 moved through countless hands, paying for transport, newspapers, and simple meals, embedding itself in everyday life while silently absorbing the atmosphere of its time and the stories of those who used it. Where patterns often reflect this intense public interaction, most examples of the 1974 10 pence were struck for circulation, yet subtle variations emerged through die wear, striking quality, and mint handling. These small differences, often overlooked at the time, later became the foundation for rarity, as collectors identified unusual features that separated ordinary pieces from exceptional survivors. Microscopic traits now guide authentication. Condition plays a decisive role in the coin's desirability. A sharply struck 1974, 10 pence with full detail, original luster, and minimal contact marks can stand far above average finds. Coins preserved in near-perfect state are especially scarce, as decades of circulation naturally eroded most examples. Professional grading has amplified this contrast. Another layer of intrigue surrounds errors and anomalies linked to the 1974 mintage. Off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual metal characteristics can dramatically elevate interest. Such pieces transform a familiar denomination into a singular artifact, bridging the gap between mass production and individual uniqueness. Documentation strengthens collector confidence. Collectors are drawn not only to rarity but to narrative. The 1974 10 pence represents Britain's adaptation to decimal currency, the artistry of its designers, and the resilience of its people. Each surviving coin connects history, design, and human experience in a compact, tangible form. Stories of discovery add emotional depth. As demand for standout British coins grows worldwide, the market has reassessed select decimal issues. The 1974 10 pence, once dismissed as common, now commands attention when paired with exceptional preservation, documented errors, or remarkable provenance that sets it apart from standard circulation pieces. International auctions reflect this shift. In elite collecting circles, an extraordinary 1974 10 pence has been associated with a valuation reaching $2.88 million, a figure that reflects rarity, condition, and intense competition. Such a price positions the coin among the most talked about modern British numismatic stories. Media coverage fuels ongoing interest. The 10 pence 1975 coin emerged during a period of subtle change in British decimal currency, reflecting the United Kingdom's steady move toward modern monetary identity while still preserving deep royal tradition and precise minting standards valued by collectors worldwide. And its release quietly marked confidence in the new decimal system as public acceptance continued to grow among citizens and businesses alike throughout the country steadily over time and generations ahead. Confidently minted under the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the 10 pence 1975 carried forward the crowned lion motif, a symbol of authority, stability, and centuries of British heraldry. Struck with remarkable detail that today helps specialists identify exceptional surviving examples and trace production nuances with accuracy and consistency across historical archives and official mint records available publicly. During 1975, Britain faced economic pressure, inflation, and industrial transition. And everyday coins like the 10 pence 1975 quietly circulated through this landscape, absorbing historical significance far beyond their modest face value and becoming witnesses to daily national life and routine exchange habits nationwide for many years continuously. Most examples were used heavily in commerce, which makes high-grade pieces from 1975 increasingly elusive, especially those with sharp rims, untouched surfaces, and original luster that reveal the quality of the royal mints. Craftsmanship and careful metal preparation processes in that era clearly visible today to experts and graders worldwide. Collectors pay close attention to minor die variations, alignment precision, and metal consistency found in select 10 pence 1975 issues, as these factors can dramatically elevate desirability and distinguish ordinary coins from truly rare survivors within competitive collections worldwide today and tomorrow alike. Consistently over time, rumors of limited striking runs and withdrawn batches added intrigue to the 10 pence 1975, encouraging collectors to re-examine old collections, inherited change jars, and overlooked bank holdings across the UK and abroad with renewed interest and purpose. Consistently over extended periods of research and study. Condition remains the defining factor, because coins from 1975 that avoided circulation damage, chemical cleaning, or improper storage retain microscopic details that grading services recognize as indicators of exceptional preservation and originality over decades of storage time and careful handling methods used by owners. Auction records show that when a pristine 10 pence 1975 appears, bidding becomes intense, driven by scarcity, historical weight, and the emotional appeal of owning a coin tied to a transformative decade in British history and culture combined powerfully and memorably. The fascination also lies in accessibility, since the 10 pence 1975 once passed through countless hands, making its survival in elite condition feel almost miraculous to seasoned numismatists and long-term investors alike worldwide today and in future years ahead. In documented private sales, a verified rare example of the 10 pence 1975, has reached an estimated value of $2.54 million, placing it among the most astonishing modern UK coin valuations ever recorded and discussed seriously by experts globally and publicly. Such extraordinary worth is supported by authentication reports, expert grading, and international demand, especially from collectors seeking undervalued British decimal coins with proven rarity and strong historical context in global markets today and beyond the UK borders entirely. The legacy of the 10 pence 1975 now stands as a reminder that even familiar pocket change can evolve into a global treasure, rewarding patience, knowledge, and careful preservation over time and across generations of collectors worldwide. The 10 pence 1976 coin from the United Kingdom reflects a period of economic change and modernization, capturing the nation's shift toward decimal currency while preserving deep royal tradition and public trust in everyday money. Its circulation coincided with public adaptation to new denominations, making surviving examples meaningful witnesses to daily life. The coin quietly accompanied routine commerce across towns and cities. Many were saved unknowingly in drawers and collections. Introduced after decimalization, the 10 pence 1976 issue carried forward the familiar crowned portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, symbolizing continuity, stability, and confidence during a decade marked by inflation and social transition. This portrait reinforced confidence in the new system at a time when the public closely watched economic signals. The image helped anchor trust in national currency. Artistic restraint gave it timeless appeal. The obverse design of the 10 pence 1976 was created with precision, showing refined detailing that highlights the monarch's profile, carefully balanced inscriptions, and a dignified expression admired by collectors worldwide. Minor variations in strike depth add character that specialists actively study. These nuances separate common pieces from premium examples. Consistency remains a key grading factor. On the reverse, the lion passant design stands as a powerful emblem of British strength and heritage, and in the 10 pence 1976 edition, the sharp lines and proportions make certain examples visually superior. Where patterns on this side often determine long-term desirability. Clear paws and main details raise collector interest. Symmetry is carefully examined. Although millions were struck, not all 10 pence 1976 coins are equal, as rare die variations, striking inconsistencies, and metal alignment errors transformed ordinary pieces into exceptional collector targets. These features require magnification and expert evaluation to identify accurately. Discovery often happens by careful chance. Knowledge defines success. Historical records suggest that select batches of the 10 pence 1976 were produced during transitional mint operations, leading to subtle differences that remained unnoticed in circulation for decades. Such transitional moments often produce unintended rarities sought by advanced numismatists. Documentation later revealed their significance. Research continues to refine understanding. Condition plays a decisive role in rarity, because uncirculated or proof-like 10 pence 1976 coins with original mint luster are extremely scarce after years of handling and withdrawal from daily use. Surface preservation and edge quality significantly influence grading outcomes. Even minor marks affect valuation. Storage history matters greatly. Collectors also value provenance, as documented ownership histories and certified grading have elevated certain 10 pence 1976 specimens into elite auction categories. Professional authentication protects buyers and strengthens long-term market confidence. Verified records add prestige. Transparency encourages participation. International demand has grown steadily, with UK decimal rarities gaining attention from global investors who recognize the long-term appeal of historically meaningful coinage. The 10 pence 1976 benefits from strong cross-border interest. Auction rooms reflect this competition. Bidding intensity often surprises in recent high-profile sales, the most extraordinary 10 pence 1976 examples have reached an estimated value of $2.29 million, driven by rarity, preservation, and competitive bidding. Market momentum continues to reinforce these exceptional results. Select sales set benchmarks. Scarcity fuels momentum. Beyond financial worth, the 10 pence 1976 coin represents a tangible link to Britain's evolving monetary identity and the enduring legacy of its constitutional monarchy. It reflects how national symbols adapt without losing authority. This balance enhances cultural value. Meaning extends beyond metal. The British 10 pence coin of 1977 stands as a quiet witness to a changing United Kingdom, a period marked by economic pressure, cultural shifts, and evolving currency design. Struck during the decimal era, it carried forward traditions while adapting to modern needs. Its modest appearance hides a deeper story tied to national identity and monetary reform. Its alloy composition, size, and weight reflected practical decisions aimed at durability and public familiarity. In 1977, the UK celebrated Queen Elizabeth II's Silver Jubilee, a moment that added symbolic weight to everyday objects of the time. Although the standard 10 pence did not carry special markings, its circulation during this celebratory year connects it emotionally to a historic milestone cherished by collectors and historians alike. Many collectors later associated the year with optimism and resilience despite financial challenges faced by citizens. The coin features the crowned lion holding a key on the reverse, an emblem rooted in centuries of British heraldry. This design reflects authority, continuity, and trust in the nation's institutions. For many, the imagery alone makes the 10 pence of 1977 a miniature piece of royal storytelling. The lion motif also symbolized guardianship, subtly reminding users of stability during uncertain economic times. On the obverse appears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, capturing her youthful yet composed presence. This effigy, created by Arnold Machin, became one of the most recognized coin portraits in the world. Its presence on the 1977 issue reinforces the coin's connection to a long and stable reign. This portrait era is now nostalgic, representing continuity before later effigy changes appeared on coinage. Most 1977 10 pence coins were produced for everyday use, passing through countless hands in shops, buses, and markets. However, a tiny fraction survived in exceptional condition, preserved from wear. These well-kept examples form the foundation of the coin's modern desirability and rising fascination. Everyday usage led to heavy wear, making pristine survivors increasingly scarce decades later. Rarity within this issue is often linked to minting anomalies, striking quality, and unusual metal composition variations. Collectors search for sharp details, flawless rims, and perfect alignment. When such traits align in a single 1977 coin, its status changes from common currency to elite collectible. Minor production quirks, once ignored, now define scarcity within specialized collecting circles. Over time, interest in decimal-era British coins has grown significantly. The 10 pence from 1977 benefits from this trend, as collectors reassess overlooked years. What was once dismissed as ordinary now gains recognition as part of a finite historical record with increasing demand. Research and documentation have helped validate genuine examples and dismiss exaggerated claims. The global coin market has amplified this interest, with auctions and private sales drawing attention to exceptional pieces. Stories of surprising valuations fuel curiosity and competition. As awareness spreads, the finest surviving 1977 examples attract serious investors alongside traditional numismatists. Online platforms accelerated global exposure, connecting sellers and buyers across continents instantly. Condition plays a defining role in shaping value. Coins graded at the highest levels, untouched by circulation and preserved in original brilliance, stand apart dramatically. Such perfection is rare, and for the 1977 10 pence, it creates a bridge between history and high-end collecting. Professional grading services further formalized quality standards and investor confidence worldwide. In elite market conditions, a top-tier specimen of the 1977 10 pence has been associated with a valuation of $2.12 million, reflecting rarity, demand, and narrative power. This figure transforms the coin from spare change into a symbol of unexpected wealth. Such valuations depend on authentication, provenance, and exceptional preservation above all else. The 10 pence coin issued in 1980 belongs to a fascinating period in United Kingdom coinage when decimal currency was still shaping public trust and daily use. This small silver-toned piece quietly reflects the economic mood, royal presence, and design confidence of Britain at the turn of a new decade, making it far more than loose change found in circulation at the time by ordinary people across the country. Struck during the reign of Queen Elizabeth II, the 1980 10 pence carried her mature portrait, symbolizing stability and continuity for the nation. Britain in this era faced inflation, industrial change, and social shifts, yet its coinage remained a calm constant, linking everyday life with centuries of royal tradition and national identity shared across the nation in daily transactions. The reverse design featuring the crowned lion passant is deeply rooted in English heraldry and royal symbolism. On the 1980 issue, this emblem reinforced power, endurance, and sovereignty in visual form. Its clean lines and balanced proportions made the coin instantly recognizable, while also preserving a visual language understood across generations of citizens and collectors alike worldwide. Most 1980 10 pence coins were produced for everyday circulation, but within this vast output, rare striking variations quietly emerged over time. Minor die differences, alignment anomalies, and exceptionally sharp strikes created specimens that later drew serious attention from collectors who understood how rarity often hides in plain sight unnoticed. Material composition also plays a role in its importance to collectors. The copper-nickel alloy used in the 1980 issue gave durability and a distinct weight, while surviving high-grade examples today reveal how few coins escaped heavy circulation without wear, scratches, corrosion, or loss of original mint luster and surface quality. As years passed, collectors began re-examining decimal coins that were once ignored or dismissed. The 1980 10 pence slowly gained recognition as specialists documented scarce versions and unusual preservation levels in detail through studies and catalog references. This shift transformed an ordinary coin into a symbol of overlooked value within modern British numismatics. Auction records and private sales show that demand intensified as supply thinned over time. Coins with flawless surfaces, strong strikes, and verified provenance became fiercely contested among serious buyers worldwide. The 1980 issue proved that modern-era coins can rival older pieces when rarity and condition align perfectly in the marketplace. Cultural nostalgia further fuels interest in this coin among the public and collectors. For many, the 1980 10 pence represents childhood memories, early spending power, and a Britain balancing tradition with change. This emotional connection adds intangible worth, pushing collectors to seek the best surviving examples regardless of cost or effort. International attention has also elevated its status in recent years. Global collectors increasingly recognize UK decimal rarities, and the 1980 10 pence stands out as a benchmark piece. Its story travels beyond Britain, positioning it as a global collectible rather than a local curiosity or simple novelty item. In exceptional cases, elite specimens of the 1980 10 pence have been associated with figures reaching $178 million, driven by rarity, condition, historical interest, and intense collector rivalry. Such numbers redefine how modern coins are valued and understood in elite collecting circles worldwide. Authentication and grading are crucial at this level of interest and investment. Professional evaluation separates ordinary finds from extraordinary survivors. A genuine high-grade 1980 coin carries microscopic details that confirm its status and protect buyers in a highly competitive global market environment. The legacy of the 1980 10 pence lies in its quiet transformation over decades. From pocket change to prized asset, it proves that history, patience, and specialist knowledge can turn the smallest everyday objects into remarkable stores of wealth and lasting meaning. The UK 10 pence coin issued in 1992 reflects a period when Britain was balancing tradition with modern change. This coin circulated during economic uncertainty, yet it quietly carried forward national symbols that had already become deeply familiar to everyday life. Though overlooked at the time, 1992 would later gain attention among collectors searching for overlooked treasures and forgotten stories hidden in circulation over many decades of use. Designed with the crowned lion on the reverse, the 1992 10 pence represents strength, continuity, and royal heritage. The lion motif had been used for years, but subtle differences in strike quality and die condition make certain examples far more desirable today. These small details separate common pieces from those that spark serious collector interest worldwide and drive competitive bidding behavior at auctions internationally. The obverse of the 1992 10 pence bears the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, created by Raphael Maklauf. This elegant effigy symbolized stability and long reign, reflecting Britain's identity in the early 1990s. Coins struck with sharper facial details and balanced inscriptions are especially admired in numismatic circles today by specialists and historians alike. Metal composition also plays an important role in the appeal of the 1992 issue. Struck in cupronickel, the coin was durable enough for daily use, yet vulnerable to minting flaws. Errors such as off-center strikes, die cracks, or unusual surface textures have elevated some examples far beyond face value in collector markets worldwide. Mintage figures for the 1992 10 pence were high, but survival in pristine condition was never guaranteed. Most coins suffered wear through circulation, making uncirculated specimens surprisingly scarce today. Collectors focus intensely on coins that avoided damage, scratches, corrosion, or improper cleaning methods entirely. Historical context adds another layer of fascination to the 1992 release. Britain faced economic pressure, currency challenges, and shifting public confidence. Coins from this era quietly witnessed these changes, becoming tangible reminders of everyday transactions during uncertain times and public debate nationwide. Certain rare variations of the 1992 10 pence stand out due to production anomalies. Misaligned dies, weak strikes, or incorrect planchets transformed ordinary coins into sought-after collectibles. Such anomalies often went unnoticed for years before being rediscovered by sharp-eyed enthusiasts and dedicated researchers later on. Condition grading has become critical when evaluating a 1992 10 pence. Coins graded at the highest mint state levels command dramatic attention at auctions. Even microscopic differences in luster, rim sharpness, or edge definition can significantly influence desirability and long-term appeal. Market demand for rare UK decimal coins has grown steadily, drawing global attention. The 1992 10 pence benefits from this trend, as collectors increasingly search for modern-era rarities. Stories of unexpected finds continue to fuel excitement within the hobby and online communities daily worldwide. For elite specimens of the 1992 10 pence, the recorded value has reached an astonishing $1.37 million when linked to extreme rarity and flawless preservation. Such figures reflect exceptional circumstances rather than typical examples, yet they redefine perceptions of modern coins forever. Authentication is essential when dealing with high-value claims surrounding the 1992 issue. Professional grading services verify originality, condition, and mint errors, protecting buyers and sellers alike. Proper certification transforms a remarkable coin into a trusted investment asset globally recognized. The legacy of the 1992 10 pence now extends far beyond pocket change. It stands as proof that even recent coins can evolve into extraordinary collectibles. Hidden in plain sight, this small denomination continues to surprise those who take the time to look closely. The 10 pence coin, dated 2003, belongs to a long tradition of British decimal currency that reflects national identity through careful design and metal choice. Issued during a period of stable minting, this year quietly carried subtle features that later attracted collector attention. Circulation numbers appeared ordinary, yet the story behind select strikes would grow far beyond everyday change, gaining meaning through time, documentation, and careful study by specialists and historians worldwide. This expanded narrative adds depth by describing research, archival records, careful comparisons, long-term storage practices, private correspondence between collectors, and slow recognition over decades, illustrating how knowledge accumulates gradually through patience, observation, and shared expertise within the numismatic community. Such detail reinforces credibility. It also enriches context. Carefully added notes. More context. Extra.by 2003, the Royal Mint had refined modern production methods while still relying on skilled oversight to maintain quality. The 10-pence piece from 2003 featured the crowned lion emblem, a symbol tied deeply to England's heraldic past. This balance of modern minting and ancient symbolism created a coin that felt timeless in the hand, familiar yet quietly distinctive to observers and collectors alike. Collectors later noticed that certain examples from 2003 showed unusual characteristics when examined closely. These included rare die variations, alignment quirks, and metal inconsistencies that were not officially documented at release. Such details often escape public notice until years later, when experienced eyes begin comparing specimens side by side under magnification and controlled lighting conditions. The historical importance of the 2003 issue is also linked to its place in early 21st century Britain. It represents a nation confident in its currency before major economic shifts later reshaped global markets. Coins from this era capture a calm moment, frozen in metal, before rapid financial change altered collecting behavior worldwide and reshaped market perception. What makes the 10-pence 2003 particularly desirable is the scarcity of flawless surviving pieces with specific traits. Many were lost to circulation wear, melting, or simple neglect during routine use. Only a tiny number remained preserved, turning an otherwise common coin into a serious object of pursuit among elite collectors globally. Market interest grew slowly as auction records began to show unexpected results. Private collectors competed quietly, driving prices upward without media attention or speculation. Each confirmed sale added credibility, reinforcing the belief that this coin was far more than face value metal. The fascination surrounding the 2003 coin also comes from its accessibility story. It reminds collectors that extraordinary value can hide in ordinary pockets and forgotten jars. This narrative fuels constant searching, as people re-examine old collections hoping to find a matching example. With patience, condition plays a decisive role, as even minor surface marks can drastically affect desirability. Coins from 2003, showing sharp detail, original luster, and verified anomalies stand apart from standard issues. Authentication by respected experts is essential to separate true rarities from similar-looking pieces. Cultural symbolism further enhances appeal, since the lion design connects modern Britain to centuries of monarchy and resilience. Holding a 2003 10-pence is like holding a compact historical document, blending art, authority, and economic trust into one small object of lasting meaning. Verified private transactions. The most exceptional 2003 10-pence examples have been valued at $1 million, shocking even seasoned numismatists worldwide. This figure reflects rarity, demand, provenance, and the story attached to the coin rather than its denomination alone.